Hi guys, and welcome back to Hilltop Farm. This soapbox is going to be slightly different in that rather than just have a whinge and a complain, it is a bit of a whinge and it is a bit of a complain, but it's more actually letting you guys know something and actually asking for your help. Please hear me out to the end of the video, because you might think that it doesn't affect you because the country you're in, but it affects all of us and there's something we can all do. So hear me out. You may have already heard about it. There are other channels that have been trying to bring it to people's attention. I know Brad and Krista at the Big Family Homestead and Art and Bree have both featured it on their channels, and it's the plight of a organic farm, a very large organic farm called Azure Farm. Now apparently they're the largest independent distributor of organic products in the US. Now, most of what I'm saying is second-hand information, but I think enough about it to know that there is definitely a problem here. This particular organic farm is in Sherman County in Oregon, and they are encountering a problem at the moment in that the local county, I get the impression, is trying to change some of the county's bylaws to give them the authority to force farms to, in this case, to eradicate weeds. Apparently Azure Farm has got an unidentified weed that they're dealing with non-chemically, and apparently Sherman County are trying to change the bylaws to force Sherman Farms to spray Roundup over the entire property to get rid of it. Now, as you know, Roundup will just wipe out everything, and apart from that, it will mean they will lose their organic status, and it will take 7 years of hard work and no income to get their organic status back. Now, I'm told, because they're the largest independent distributor of organic products in the US, it's not just their farm that is the problem. They apparently handle a lot of products from smaller farms, smaller organic farmers, presumably sell to them, and it's their products also from certified farms out of state. Their products are sold to this Azure distributors group, who then obviously distribute it throughout the US. I'm told that if this goes through, Azure Farms will have to close because they can't go for 7 years without being certified as organic. So that will be the end of that. Now it's a double-edged sword in that people are going to have so many options taken away from them as far as their choices in what they eat and where it comes from. But apart from that, in my opinion, no government authority, particularly at a local level, should be able to have the power to march onto your property and pollute it just because you have something growing there that they don't like. It's not an illegal substance. They're not growing marijuana, as far as I know. Assuming it's illegal to grow marijuana in Oregon, I don't know, but you get my point. It's not an illegal drug. It's just obviously a noxious weed that the county has deemed a noxious weed and has to be eradicated. Well, that's fine, and I don't have a problem with them serving some sort of notice to Azure Farms insisting that they get rid of the weed. But what I do have a problem with is them saying you have till such and such a date or we're going to come on and spray it with Roundup. My gut feeling is it goes to a whole new level than that. This to me, and of course everyone knows my opinion of supermarkets. I hate supermarkets. I pretty much think supermarkets hold us all to ransom and run our countries. And I think this is a perfect example. I think the big boys are trying to push places like this out of business, and I don't know. It just seems really funny to me that a local county is prepared to do this when they know that anything they enforce that detrimentally affects a farm does put them at risk. We've seen it before in the tobacco industry. Anything that negatively affects the tobacco industry, next thing you know, the people growing tobacco are suing. I'd be very surprised if Azure Farms goes down without a fight, and it potentially is going to cost this Sherman County an awful lot of money, even if they lose the court case, to just defend it. So you have to question where they're coming from to be taking this action. But anyway, that side of it we can only speculate about. What I'm asking, as over 50% of my subscribers are actually from the US. Most of them are either homesteaders or people that just like good cooking and consequently good ingredients in their cooking. I need you people to stand up and act. In the description below, I'm going to leave a phone number of someone you can call in this Sherman County to voice your displeasure at what's going on. I will also be leaving an email address, and I urge you to write an email to them protesting about it, and keep it polite and remain respectful. We don't want anything abusive, and we don't want them having a whole load of emails from what look like a mob of crackpots, which, let's face it, we know homesteaders, I'm counting myself in that, are often portrayed out there as complete nuts. So you want to carefully word your letter so that, or your email, so that it doesn't look like you're just a nutcase. But protest about it and let them know that you're serious and you need to take it to a whole nother level, because I'm no expert on the American Constitution, but to me, to take away your right to choose what you eat and what you don't eat, and as a landowner, that company is a landowner presumably, to take away their right to not have chemicals polluting their land, to take that right away, to me does not sound like it's a constitutional thing to do in the US. To me, it's a violation of basic human rights. I think it's almost something that should be taken up with the United Nations. We have the right to say what goes in our systems. We homesteaders are taking the bull by the horns, no pun intended, and have made that decision that we are going to have control over whatever chemicals go into our land and what goes into our food and subsequently into our bodies. Okay, no one should be able to take that right away from you, and our local councils or county officials should not have the right to come onto your land and pollute it just because they want to. I wouldn't stand still and tolerate it on my land. I'm assuming you would be the same. But here is a farmer, it's a very big farmer, but nevertheless a farmer, that's having that right taken away from them. And I think all you Americans should stand up for your rights. Because once they do it to a big farm like this, there's nothing going to stop them doing it to you. And that just is for my American subscribers. The other large part of my subscriber base are Australian. And I'm urging all of you, as well as anyone else that's watching from any other country, to get on and send a similar email. Obviously you won't be complaining about your constitutional rights, but I want you to point out that you are in a different country, point out where you're from, and that you've heard about this and you're absolutely disgusted and appalled that the so-called leading country of Western society is treating their people like this, and that you for one would are protesting and want to see it stopped. Maybe if not only the American people stand up, but maybe if this Sherman County, which I suspect is a tin pot little county in the middle of nowhere, suddenly is getting emails from all around the world protesting at their behaviour, it might make them stop and think. Okay? The problem is with all this is we only have till the 22nd, okay, which I think is Monday. So you've got 24 hours to get those emails done. Alright? But the same thing, remain respectful and polite. Don't come across as a nutcase. But get that email in and point out to these bureaucratic morons that they have no right to do that to your fellow homesteaders in another country, or, as I say, if you're American, they have no right to breach your constitutional rights by doing this. So, that is my soapbox chat for this Sunday. Let's all get behind this Azure farm and help them out. In doing so, you could be saving your own homestead. Okay, if you like this video, hit the like button. Make sure you subscribe so you don't miss me have around next Sunday. And in the meantime, it's goodbye from a very, very, very organic Hilltop Farm. See ya!